What up, peeps? Welcome to a bonus video instead of a normal vlog. I decided that I'm going to sell a large chunk of my collection, and I wanted to make this video just to let you guys know, because we pretty much share our lives with you guys. Anything to do with the store, our collection, our animals, our day-to-day stuff. We make a video every single day. And for those of you that watch every day, obviously thank you. But also, we just want to let you guys know what's going on and what the plans are and all that kind of stuff. So when we decide to sell something from the collection, I consider it a big deal because that's pretty much what our entire life is about. Either the store, the collection, YouTube, in some way, it's all video game related. It's all related to collecting and that and all that. So I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on, what the plan is, and just where my head's at right now. So obviously by the title, you know that I've decided to sell a lot of stuff. And we did sell a lot of stuff already. I got rid of all of the Atari, Intellivision, ColecoVision, Odyssey, 3DO, CDI, N-Gage, Vectrex, and just other like random consoles like that. And I got rid of them for similar reasons to why I'm choosing to get rid of more stuff. But primarily, I had no attachment to any of those systems. I never played any of them growing up. Never knew anyone that had the majority of them, you know, aside from like Atari and stuff. But I never knew anyone that owned a CDI or a 3DO or anything like that. Never heard of them until I got into collecting. Thought they were kind of cool. Collected them because I could. That was really the only reason. So it was very easy for me to let go of that stuff. And almost in the same way, I'm choosing to get rid of other stuff. And basically, my plan is to get rid of everything Sega. I have a little thing here that I've written down so I don't forget any of the points I wanted to talk about. So I'm getting rid of all Sega, Xbox, TurboGrafx 16, Neo Geo, Amiibo, and a bunch of toys, accessories, board games, figures, all sorts of weird stuff like that. So I wrote down a few reasons why I've decided to do this, and there are two primary reasons, the two really big reasons, and then I have three more minor reasons, and there could be other stuff that I may be forgetting, but the biggest reason is one that is going to probably take me the longest to explain, because I don't expect that people will really understand it, because just saying it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it is going to be less stressful for me to not own those systems. And what I mean by that is everything that I do revolves around either the store, my collection, or YouTube, and all three of them, of course, are connected very heavily. And just collecting by itself and having a collection the size that we do would not necessarily be stressful at all. But when you attach it to YouTube videos and the store and everything that I do surrounding the collection, there's a lot of work and everything that goes into maintaining it, keeping my spreadsheets up to date, making sure that everything is set up in a pleasing manner in the game room, and making videos and doing all this stuff. And just putting games into my spreadsheet alone can take me all day sometimes, because I don't have time to just work on it every time I get a new game. Things kind of pile up, and then it takes me literally an entire day to enter in like a bunch of boxes of new stuff that I've added to the collection. And just the anticipation of seeing those boxes pile up and knowing that I have not entered that stuff yet is stressful, because that's only the first step. After that, I have to film a pickup video. And then after that, I have to try to put everything away. The room is already too full in there. I cannot fit everything. And trying to decide where I'm going to move things to, where I'm going to put up new shelving and do all this stuff, I don't want to have to worry about that quite as much, because like I love organizing and displaying stuff in the game room. That's very, very fun to me. That's like one of my favorite aspects of collecting physical video games, is being able to display them very nicely and set everything up. But when that is nearly impossible because every inch of wall space is already covered and you have to try to shove things in randomly and stack things in ways that you don't prefer, it's not as fun, and it's just stressful to deal with a collection in the way that we deal with our collection. We just moved to this new house and it took us months to get everything moved, and we're honestly not even done. There's still more stuff at the old house. We had to move stuff to a storage unit. I still have stuff at the store that has not come home for months because I don't know where to put it. And getting rid of the stuff that I'm choosing to creates less work. It creates more room, and there's other things, but that first reason is it's less stressful to get rid of this stuff. Another big reason, which I've kind of just talked about, is I don't have room for it in the game room, unfortunately. And I'm not interested in taking up multiple rooms in our house to store video game stuff. We have one room. It's a very, very big room. I should be able to contain my collection to that room and be okay with that. And for me, getting rid of stuff gets me closer to that. I still think that it's going to be a tight fit with everything in there, because most of the stuff that I'm choosing to get rid of is not even on shelves right now. It's just sitting on the floor, or it's still in boxes. But it's going to make it easier to try to make the collection fit in there. And then, so those are the two biggest reasons. Number one is stress. Number two is the space. I don't have that. The three minor reasons that I have written down. Number one, I don't have, just like with the Atari stuff or the N-Gage or whatever, I don't have a childhood connection to Sega, TurboGrafx, or Neo Geo. I never owned a Sega console when I was a kid. My next door neighbor had a Genesis, and we played Sonic 2, Zoop, and Jurassic Park, and those are the only games I can remember. I honestly don't remember playing them that often. We mostly just played Sonic, and like, you know, I never knew anyone growing up that had a Saturn or a Master System or a Game Gear or anything like that. I knew one kid that had a Dreamcast, and I remember playing Sonic Adventure one time, and that was it. So I don't have any sort of childhood attachment to Sega like I do with Nintendo or with PlayStation even. So getting rid of the stuff is a little bit easier for me, because, you know, I don't have any nostalgia for it. Another minor reason is obviously the money. Games are super, super expensive right now, and getting rid of them gives us more money. Not that, like, we're in dire need of money. Money's not the reason that I'm getting rid of stuff. That's why it's a minor one on here, but it is a perk, obviously. And then the last one is it makes the store better. And I've been thinking about this a lot over the past few months, and over the past couple days I've been thinking about it constantly, which is why I've decided to do this now. But making the store better is a huge perk to getting rid of stuff, because getting rid of some of the collection or selling parts of the collection doesn't automatically mean that it just disappears and we have this pile of cash. That's not how it works. What it means is we're going to have more room in the game room, and we're going to have a better inventory at the store. And yeah, a lot of the really high-end stuff is probably going to sell right away, but not everything is going to just be sold instantly and disappear. The store is going to have really awesome inventory because of this, and that is a big perk as well, because we're not just getting rid of it instantly, like I said. We're moving it from our house to the store, which obviously we own both. We own the store, we own the house. The store is ours. So we are improving the store and improving the space we have here at home. So it benefits both things, which is really, really awesome. So those are kind of the reasons why I'm doing this. And I also wanted to mention that Sam and Double Jump employees get first dibs on anything. Sam gets first dibs because he's always given me first dibs whenever he has gotten rid of stuff. And as you know, as as really good friends with Sam, I have to return the favor, obviously, and I have no reason not to. So they're the only people who are going to be getting first dibs on anything. I'm not making any other deals before anything gets entered into the system at the store. So if you know that I have a particular game that you're interested in, do not bother trying to message me and work out a deal, because I'm not going to reply. Not to be rude or anything, I have the specific way that I want to do it. I want the games to go into the store's inventory. They will be available on our website, obviously, so it's not like I'm saying you can't buy anything from me, but I'm not interested in going back and forth through messages with a bunch of people trying to work out deals for things before I'm ready to get rid of them. When I'm ready to sell them, I will take them to the store and put them into the inventory. They'll be available in store and on our website, and I, of course, will let you guys know whenever I do anything. But I'm not planning on making any deals beforehand except with Sam, Ryan, Kyle. So, next, what I need to mention is that I have no idea when this is going to be happening. I could take some stuff to the store next week. I could not do anything for 3 months. I really don't know. And like I said, I will let you guys know whenever I do decide to do anything, or whenever I bring stuff to the store. I'll, of course, let you guys know. But as of right now, I have no plans on exact days or anything like that. Next, I wanted to mention that whenever I talk about getting rid of stuff or not having space or anything like that, I always get people that, and I know they're just trying to help, but people always say something along the lines of, oh, you should just get rid of all the sports games and get rid of all the filler and get rid of the games you're not going to play. And I get that that works for most people, and I understand the people that are saying that are only trying to help, but I don't know how many times I've tried to explain the way that I enjoy collecting and the way that my brain works with collecting, and that's just not how it is for me. I understand that that works for the majority of people and the majority of collectors and the majority of gamers who decide to get rid of some stuff. It makes sense, obviously, but I think it's pretty obvious that I don't get the most enjoyment out of my collection by playing the games. I don't have time to play everything. I play what I can. I play Switch most of the time, but there's no possible way that I'm going to play all the games that I have. Even if I sold 90% of our collection, I would still not have time to play the remaining 10%. It would be impossible. So for me, the enjoyment that I get out of collecting comes from the hunt. It comes from completing sets. It comes from upgrading conditions, and it comes from organizing and displaying stuff in the game room, because those things don't take as much time. Because when you're playing games, especially the way that I like to play on a TV, you have to be at home, not doing anything else, and you have to have time to do that. When it comes to collecting and like buying games and adding stuff to the collection, it doesn't take any extra time for me to do that, because I'm already doing that for the store all day, every day anyway. So it's not going out of my way to buy a game for the collection or to add something to the collection, but it is going out of my way to make time to sit down and play a game. And I enjoy both, obviously. If I had more time, I would play more games. But the only reason I'm bringing this up and I'm saying that is because a lot of people say just get rid of the games you're not going to play, but I'm just not interested in doing that. That's just not how I enjoy collecting. That's not how I choose to collect. And I understand for most people, that's a perfectly fine thing to do. Get rid of the games you're not going to play. Get rid of the sports games or the genres of games that you don't enjoy, and just keep the games that you either have an attachment to or you want to play. That makes sense. It's just not for me. So when I get comments like that, it's a little bit frustrating, because I've tried to explain that multiple times, and I mean, it doesn't matter how many times I explain it. Of course, not everyone's going to hear the explanation, but that's just kind of how I collect, how I choose to collect, how I enjoy collecting. And I understand people are just trying to help, but it does get frustrating just reading the same kind of things over and over, because it's not something that I'm interested in doing. But, you know, that's just kind of how it is with me. That's how I enjoy collecting. I like going for complete sets. I think I get the most enjoyment out of collecting that way. And that's just how I do it, and that's just how it's going to be. So, I am keeping all of my Nintendo stuff, and I'm keeping PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. I guess I forgot to add to the list here that I'm planning on getting rid of PlayStation 3, PSP, and Vita. And one other thing that I want to add is that any item that we have in any of those categories that we're getting rid of, Abby is going to go through, pick out whatever she wants to keep, and we're going to keep it. If she wants to keep it, we're keeping it. I don't care. I don't care what it is. I know for sure she wants to keep like a Sega Saturn with Clockwork Knight 1 and 2 and Mr. Bones, and I'm sure she'll pick out a few games here and there from most of those consoles. And just because we're getting rid of those collections doesn't mean that we're not going to still own some of those games. Like I just said, Abby wants to keep a Saturn and a couple games, but we're not going to be collecting for the Sega Saturn anymore. We're just going to have some games that she wants to play. And there's some stuff that I'm going to be keeping as well. I'm definitely keeping an original Xbox with a handful of games. And, you know, but I don't care about PSP. I'm never going to play it. So all that stuff's going. Vita, probably the same thing. Unless Abby wants to keep something, then we're going to get rid of it. So I just wanted to make this video in place of a vlog because I didn't do much today, but also I just wanted to keep you guys in the loop, let you guys know what's going on, and just keep you up to date on this, because it's not necessarily a big deal when someone sells items that they own. I understand that, but in terms of our YouTube channel that's completely dedicated to video games and collecting and our store, I do think that it's a big deal when we decide to get rid of a large chunk of our collection like that. So I definitely want to keep you guys in the loop, just let you guys know what the plan is and give you guys all the information I have about it. But all I can say is that I've been thinking about it for a long time, and moving everything from the old house to the new house, you know, made me think about it even more. So that's kind of where I am with it. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow.